Yo, what's up? How you doing? Dan McDonald, Life Rejuvenator, baby. Let's see. I wanted to start a new series here on the Life Regenerator show. Damn, you're getting so skinny. Where the hell have you been? I've always been skinny. I'm celebrating my skinniness. Anyways, yo, we got to get into some business here because there's a lot of suffering. And I'm not saying it's unnecessary. The suffering and the pain can be a great guide to higher levels of consciousness. You know, you got to walk through the fire, you know. The fire will burn off the dross that brings you the golden heart, you know. So this new series, I want to let you know that, well, thanks for all the love of the 175,000 subscriber video. You could see it was hilarious because I watched the video. I said, dude, you're like passionate, angry, loving, afraid, insane, genius, all in one video, you know. Oh, you're calling yourself a genius. Yeah, well, so are you, but you got to just embrace it. Like the genius is in every one and everything, and it's in every cell in your body. It's amazing. We just have to tap into that. Which brings me to this new series, the Tools series. Because I'm not saying I've taken raw food to its end by any means. Because there are levels and levels and levels of clarity that go along with the fruit diet, the juicing, and the fasting. But without the other tools, we're not going to get where we want to go. So that's why I'm bringing in today's extra special, tools series. Today's message is contemplation. But I digress because I wanted to say that I did go make a meditation video out by the river, but it was really, really loud. So if there's anybody that does like binaural beats or has a studio and makes sound stuff and can make me like meditation tracks, that I can use the meditation voice to help you to be calm, peaceful, loving, and harmonious. Can I get an amen? I was out by the river and the river was just too loud. So maybe if I go away from the river a little bit and then speak into the microphone, but the river and the voice were about the same level on this 30-minute meditation video that I made, and I think the river needs to be a little quieter in the background to help you relax. It was a real relaxation, positive, subliminal, programming, And so I'll try to continue to practice that so I can bring some more of these tools that are going to help you to succeed. But today is the contemplation tool. And when I say the tools series, I'm talking about like, what is a tool? Yoga is a tool. Raw foods is a tool. Meditation is a tool. Visualization is a tool. Goal setting, writing down your goals, that's another tool. Today's tool, I wanted to use contemplation because what I'm trying to do is help you and myself to become the observer of all the dysfunction that arises from the unconscious that was programmed into you from a child. I know we all keep going back to that, but if you look at the dysfunction in the world in regards to people's relationships, people's finances, and people's health, there is so much that's been noticed, absorbed into the unconscious mind, and then those programs just run you forever, and then you start positive thinking and you wonder why things aren't really going your way. Well, that's because the unconscious mind is so much more powerful than the conscious mind. As soon as you stop living intentionally and willfully, so when you bring that intention and that willfulness, you bring that energy to the frontal lobes, and then you become a creator. The frontal lobe is the creative part. The problem is that the unconscious mind is so programmed that it is actually, become the sensations of the body, the habits. So the habits of the way you respond to members of the opposite sex, or your partner, or the way that you respond to food, like the way, I'm depressed, I'm going to eat something, or I feel lonely, I'm going to eat something, instead of being a creative mind and saying, and I'm watching myself eat these foods, but then you ask yourself, as a more aware person who's trying to break through, why am I eating this? And am I actually hungry? Is my protoplasm, my physical organism, in need of actual nourishment? And this is what today's tool is about: contemplation. So it's not really so much about goal setting and intention with the contemplation, but the contemplation is really stepping into the witness and observer mode. And so you're taking more of an objective approach. You're really just watching yourself as your programs arise. And you're doing it in a way that's non-judgmental, because you've gotten to the point in your maturity where you really are ready to grow. So you're not going to complain or go into the victim, because that's the worst thing you can do. You just simply learn to start observing your responses to external environments and conditions. And then you become that witness, and you become aware of your responses. And again, as you've heard me say before, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that the light of awareness is the key. You shine the light, and then there's no more darkness. But I'm telling you, these programs, these unconscious programs, are so deeply embedded. And when you're in the middle of those programs, you're not even aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone can say, "Hey, Dan, you're just like your dad." And you're like, "No, I'm not." But really, as you become more mature and you evolve, you know, like my dad, talk. Dan McDonald, talk. You're talking my ear off, It's exhausting, And you get to a certain point in maturity, and at one point you may not realize that you're just talk. You're running the whole conversation, blatting away. You're not listening to anyone. And then someone says that, "Dan, you never listen." And at a less mature point in my journey, I would say, "I don't talk too much. Yes, I do listen." But really, as you get more mature and you get into that contemplation and observation mode, you're like, "Well, I do kind of," you'll start to notice, I do kind of tend to dominate conversations, and I'm always ready to share my next thought without really listening to what the other person is saying. So I use myself as an example, and it's actually a prime example. But I've been practicing listening because I became aware through the process of contemplation. Meditation and contemplation are different. Contemplation is something you can do all day, every day, and what it does is it begins to help you to become aware of the patterns of your life so that you can become aware of them. And as you become aware of them, then you can begin to make those creative and conscious choices to adapt to your own, programmed dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not aware of your unconscious programs and you're just going like a robot, there's not much you can do about that because you're not even aware that you're doing it. But if you're in a high state of contemplation and self-observation and self-honesty with the desire to improve your situation, like, why do I always argue with my mate? Or why do I not have enough money at the end of the month to pay my bills? And you can start to begin to contemplate and look at your thought processes around money, your unconscious thought processes. And of course, self-worth and self-value and that type of thing. That'll have to be another video. So contemplation is simply observing yourself from a non-judgmental witness awareness perspective. Okay? And I think that's going to help you in a lot of different ways. So practice that honesty, practice that contemplation, and become and evolve into becoming more of a witness. So as you observe yourself in this life, you can have less judgment, more space, and that allows you to bring more love and more understanding to yourself. And that understanding equals love, and love radiates within the heart for yourself through understanding and compassion for yourself, for your humanness, for your karma that you have absorbed through your family and society. And you cannot take all that programming that isn't really working in your favor so personally. I hope this video helped. I really appreciate you very much. Thank you for your time. Peace be with you. Goodbye for now.